Na program zaprasza Energa, dumny sponsor polskiej koszykówki.
So coach, how do you feel right now?
Fantastic. You know, the World Cup has turned out to be like a dream come true. So proud of the team and the way we've represented the country. Proud of the players, and really believe that the heart of the team was on display for the world to see. And it's really feels rewarding because, you know, we've been together for 6 years. So you could kind of see the development, the growth, the maturity to get us to this point. And like we said, our plan was to peak at the right time this summer, and we've really done that here in Beijing.
Okay. You said that it's dreaming come true, but what is hidden behind these words? What does it mean, dreaming come true?
Well, obviously we've been together for 6 years. We've worked really hard. We've been through a lot of good times, and we've been through some tough times. You know, there's the relationships. There's the relationships with all the players and all the coaches. You get a chance to see them grow and mature and develop as players and as people. You know, some of these guys have gotten married. Some of these guys have grown their families. Some of these guys have, you know, gone out of the country to play, and so they've grown up as young men. And to go through the whole situation with these guys and have a moment of success like this that can make the whole country proud, I'm really thankful for it. So that's the dream come true, is the relationships with everybody and seeing this team and everybody enjoy the success together.
When you were telling about this maturity of these guys right now, in comparison with what with this situation when you started, did I see any tears here?
Well, not particularly right now, but you know, there's 1 or 2 interviews where the emotion gets you. 2014, you know, the national team was not in a good place. They were coming off an unsuccessful Eurobasket in Slovenia, and I think there was a lot of negativity around the national team. And I think I kind of came in and brought back a positive atmosphere, a positive attitude, and just way with people. I think some of the people were kind of in a wait-and-see attitude because Poland has been through so many coaches, but you know, I'm so thankful the players and everybody have bought into my coaching style, the fun with discipline, the positivity, the motivation, and you know, we've been able to build it with I think a modern, positive coaching style that's really player friendly, based on the relationships, and I think we see the results now. You know, the hard work for these 6 years since 2014 is paying us back in a big way here in the World Cup.
Every single coach has to rely on something. You relied on optimistic attitude, positiveness, things like this. Right now, these are the things you can benefit from. Every player can benefit from. The whole team benefits from it. Yeah,
people see it. You know, I believe with my whole heart that a coach needs to be patient and positive, and needs to build a relationship with the players, needs to be supportive, needs to give players space to be themselves, and needs to guide them to be better. So the positivity, that's me naturally. I'm just a naturally optimistic, positive person. You know, a lot of that comes from my faith and things like this. At the same time, you know, a coach has to constantly deliver quality X's and O's and quality coaching to get the players to continually to buy in. We've been able to do that. And then I think the motivational standpoint, you know, people will make a big deal about some of the locker room pep talks and speeches, and they'll be like, that's great. But what makes
but what
makes them so impactful is the fact that you have a relationship with the players. The players know you, they trust you, they believe in you. So I think what you're seeing is very, very, you know, modern, positive coaching, and I think it's been different for what Poland has seen in the past. I think the players responded to it immediately, and again, I'd like to say that this is what we rely on right now. But it's not so much about me. It's about the structure. It's about the you know, the way it's built, and you know, that these relationships, this positivity brings out the best in the players. Mm-hmm. And what you see is everybody responding in a positive way, connected, bringing out the best in the guys.
A word more about this positiveness. My question is the only way to way out from difficult moments?
Well, so when you talk about motivation, for me, as a coach, you have to be who you are. And again, that's who I am. You know, I don't think you can fake it. The people will see through something that's fake. But I think that, you know, for real, you know, the real genuine tough moments, if you can stay positive and try to spin it positively and see the positive sides of it, and you're eventually going to overcome. And that's when high level achievement takes place. So for me, that positivity, the relationship, and really, again, what you try to do is show support and demonstrate support to the players, not only in what you say, but how you act towards them, how you treat them, how you behave towards them. Communication is, you know, verbal and nonverbal. Okay. And I want to show the players all the time that I believe in them and that they can do it. And then the players then begin to believe in themselves. And then you begin a positive, self-fulfilling prophecy. So again, I'm definitely a player's coach. I'm definitely a positive motivator. I believe in the positivity. It's natural for me. And again, you can see the positive results from the coaching style.
When you see yourself back in 2014, are you a different person? Do you look at this team differently?
You know, I just think that the experiences of the 6 years as the national team coach, you grow, you develop. You know, I think I'm a very positive, open person, and I think there's always a positive side to things. There's always a negative side to things. You know, the Polish mentality for me to grow and learn has been a little bit negative at times. So I think that, you know, working through the tough times after Eurobasket 2017, after the Hungary loss, staying positive, you know, getting the support from the federation and different people, you know, I think it developed strength in me, developed strength in our team, and I think it created a maturity that is paying us back now. From those difficult times, really, you know, it brought us to another level that is allowing us to be successful here. And I want to point out the similarities of this China win to Helsinki loss against Finland. Overtime game here, double overtime game there. Markkanen makes the big steal there. Punika makes the big steal here. The out of bounds play that we don't execute, we executed that exact sideline out of bounds play to get it in. So again, it's the development over years with the team. And it's a core, it's a group. And this is something that I think all of Poland can be proud of. I think it's an example for national teams. It's an example for sports. The positive effect, the development, the persistence to stick with it, the teamwork. And I think, you know, we really have a group and a team that Poland can be proud of.
This, what's going on here in China, in Beijing, is something extraordinary, something special. It can be even historic. It can be not even a sports event, but it can be, you know, something special for our country at all. Are you aware of this, or you don't? Or you're trying not to think about this?
So I love basketball so much. I'm just thinking about the process of preparing the team, the relationships, reading the team, all the different things that we go through as coaches. We're trying to maximize, you know, our run here. We talked in training camp in Wałbrzych. You know, what does that team that becomes a special team, that gets on that great run, what does it look like? And the way we practiced in Wałbrzych, the way we prepared, it's like, it can be us, it can be you. You can be that team. Okay, the results of preparation were not great. We were preparing for this moment to peak at the right time. But for me, the players, there's a trust. There's the core. They're there. But this was the point for us that you know, we believed we could be a team that gets on that special run, and this is what's happened here in Beijing. Just tremendous teamwork, the team playing with tremendous passion, fantastic heart, great togetherness, players fighting for each other, players working together, no ego in the team. Just a beautiful example of what a basketball team can achieve when they play together.
United States, Argentina, Russia, Serbia, Brazil, and next to them, Poland.
So we're going to be challenged. We're going to be tested in the second round for sure. We've got some games we think we can be really competitive with Russia and Argentina. You know, and now we're going to start to see if that dream run can really do something historical. I believe in our team. We're not perfect. We've got some limitations, but it's the heart that matters. I don't believe we've played our best basketball yet. I believe we can play better. But when you start getting into this top 16, top 8, top 4, you're talking about high-level teams with elite players. So we're definitely going to be challenged. For me, we want to keep everything internal. We want to be the best team we can be. It's not about the external, are you the favorite or the underdog? It's about internal. Be the best team that we can be. Take the challenge together. And I know our guys are going to do that. I believe we can play better. We're going to have to. But we've done everything, you know, I'm so thankful and so proud of what we've done to this point. All the credit to the players, to the staff, and, you know, hopefully we can really take it to the next level as we respond to the challenges in the second round. I hope it's Sun Tzu. I hope it's the famous Chinese general Sun Tzu who wrote the book, a military book, The Art of War. I hope that's who this is. So,
why did you mention this book?
A lot of coaches, especially in the USA, look at The Art of War, written by Sun Tzu, like a giant Chinese general from a long time ago, because of the preparation, right? So it's,
he was extremely prepared.
Yeah, so, you know, in battle, in war, know your enemy and know yourself, and you'll never be in peril. And it's things like this. There's different quotes that come out of it, but it's basically in terms of preparation. Know your own self, your own team's identity, know your opponent, and then, you know, you'll never, you know, be in peril in 1,000 battles. So it's Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I hope this is the famous Chinese general Sun Tzu.
About this before mentioned Sun Tzu book, can we say that his book is a core of Michael Taylor as a coach?
I wouldn't say that much. I think, you know, you take a lot of coaching points and tips and ideas from different people. Sun Tzu is one many coaches have read, but obviously interesting here in China and the history of a different place and everything like that. So
what is the core?
To be honest, I think my Catholic faith and my family is the core. My father has you know, helped me develop and grow in terms of coaching and really understand, you know, not only X's and O's, but you know, how to handle players, how to lead a team. He's my role model, my idol, and I just kind of grew up wanting to be like him. And you know, I was the ball boy at the end of the bench for his teams when he coached in college. I remember him taking me to scout games, and you know, so basketball was a really important part of my childhood. And there's nothing I wanted more than to be a basketball coach. So I think my father's example is number one. I think my Catholic faith is where my positivity comes from. I think that's number two. And then just, you know, a love for basketball and coaching and all the different life experiences that have kind of built up to this point. You know, I've seen some of the best coaches in the game. I spent time around Doc Rivers for a whole year. Doc was very good to me. I spent time around Brad Stevens and his staff. You know, I've gotten a chance to be around the Rockets, and I think all of these experiences with my own personal experiences in Europe, you know, they keep that development growing and development going.
You seems to be a bit touched when you were talking about your father.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's our biggest fan. He's really proud, and when I first got the job in 2014, you know, he told me, hey Mike, you know, your grandma would be so proud. So my grandmother was born in Kielce and came to the USA, and the family early 1900s. So she was born in Poland, and you know, I mean, this was my one grandmother that we were really close with. She lived in north of Buffalo, New York, Youngstown, New York. And I've always thought about that, you know, the whole time here. And you know, Łukasz Ceglinski wrote the nice book about our team and did a really nice feature and chapter on me and our family. And we actually found out more about our family and the Polish roots and the Polish ties.
Amazing.
It's unbelievable. It's so, you know, I'm so thankful for all this, and you know, I think about my grandma a lot. You know, she passed away in like 2006. But I know that, you know, she's been smiling down and really proud of what she sees with the biało and czerwone. My dad as well, you know, and just in terms of coaching, he's been a great role model. He's my biggest supporter. He's always trying to help. When they came down in June to visit us in Florida, he took me out to the playground and was giving me a coaching clinic on just a refresher, some tips on defense and different handle situations. So it was fantastic, you know. Basketball is a big part of our family, and like I said, you know, my dad is my biggest role model.
Coach, this is an amazing story about your family. It's extraordinary, you know, I have no words on that.
So here's something else that's really interesting. We found this out like last month. So there's some connection to Warsaw. And of course we lived in Warsaw, Alice and Luke and I, for a couple years here during my time. And one of the last names is Wozniak. So, hey, really. So when you look at this situation, you know, we bring in Marcin Wozniak, and kind of our joke, I said to him one time, was, hey, we're long lost brothers, you know what I mean? So, yeah, really fun. But, you know, like my time here in Poland, I love Warsaw. I have friends for life. I'm really proud that our hard work is doing something special. And I've said it all along. The most special and meaningful thing for me is the fact that Łukasz Koszarek, Adam Wyszynski, Adam Hrasanyuk, Aaron Sell, AJ Slaughter, on and on and on, all the players, all the coaches, they'll be remembered for this, doing something special in their national team careers for the game of basketball in Poland. That's what's meaningful to me because of the relationship aspect. You know, I love these guys, genuine, I love them. We've been through a lot together, they know it. This is why they respond like they do. And what we see here, I'm so proud that we're able to go through this together. In one of our talks earlier, one of the motivational pep talks that didn't get the, you know, light of day was, you know, we're on this adventure here in China, and there's nobody that I want to go through it more than you guys, than this team. You know, and I think that they feel the same, and it's that heart, it's that passion, it's that teamwork and togetherness that's powered us to these great results here in the first round.
Last thing, Coach. Imagine there is 2049, 30 years later, and somebody says to you, hey, Coach, hey, Mike, tell me something about China. What would be the first sentence you'll tell them?
I will tell them about the fantastic teamwork, how everything all came together, not only for a month of practice, but for 5 or 6 years. How we peaked at the right time. You know,
nothing's more to say.
It gets me emotional because I'm so proud of the way we responded to that challenge, you know, against China. What a game, you know, these guys. What can you say? We fought. We were really up against it. You know, fighting together. You know, one team against we like to say, like, against the whole nation. And these guys came out on top. So I'm really proud of them. Really proud of them. That's the first thing I would talk about is the love, the teamwork, and the heart that they've put on display here in Beijing in the first round. And hopefully the story's not done. Hopefully we've got even a greater second chapter in the second round.
Dawaj Polska.
Dawaj Polska.